What up, folks? I'm Ultrazillatoys, and today I have a review of the SH Monsterarts Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. Skar King from Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. Okay, why do they always have to do that? I don't know. But anywho, it's Skar King from Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. Yeah, we got that already. Here he is. You might have seen my unboxing for it already, or maybe you're just waiting for my review. I do appreciate you coming by and checking out my review and my opinion on this figure. Now, if you did watch my unboxing though, you did know that I had a little bit of a question mark surrounding the way mine turned out. He doesn't quite look like the promo pics, but he does sort of look like my pics from NYCC when I saw it in person, so it's interesting. We're going to talk about that a little further. He does come with some parts for Kong itself. We get the Beast Glove and some extra hands for him, so that's pretty cool. I got mine at Hobby Yankee, and there's a story behind that as well, so you might want to check out my unboxing for some interesting info there. But without any further ado, let's get to this review. And here's Scary Pants out of the package, and Scary Pants, Skar King, and you know what? He's kind of cool. He's kind of cool figure to fiddle around with. He's not perfect, and the thing in my unboxing that I was really like worried about was not worried, but I was just like taken back by was the gray on mine appears to be a bit darker than what I've seen some other pics have, like some other folks. And I actually did, and I was talking about this in my unboxing, but I did go and check out a couple of videos, not like full reviews, but like just other folks that have them just to see. And, you know, between those and the like promo pics and the pic, like I said, when I saw it, the way the light shines on this guy, it does make the gray appear lighter than it is in everything. Like, there's no way around it. I can't do this without studio lights. So, as it looks now, it doesn't appear, like, super dark. And I think I tried to make it more accurate than... My unboxing was like, whatever. I just started filming. You know, I turned on the lights and I started filming. I didn't really adjust too much. I had limited time a couple of nights ago when I did that. But now that I've had a look at him in other lights, you know, he's not as dark as I thought he was, but he's still, I feel like, dark. But I do think this might be an across-the-board thing. It's just, you know, people are filming him in different ways, taking photos of him, and there's a certain level of light that shines on the guy. When you do that, like, I mean, the lights do not point directly on the figure. I'm well beyond that stage in my life where I do understand how to light some of these things. But yeah, it's still, you still get that glare, even though it's, you know, not up against them. But like, he is dark. He is dark, and like certain like photographers and stuff are presenting him as lighter, and I don't believe it's actually lighter. You know, it's just a matter of trying to present it a certain way. You know, whether that's just for their pics or for purposes of, I don't know, something else, I don't know. But you know, or you know, trying to make it look more like what it's supposed to be. That said, it doesn't look bad. Like, I don't think there's any, like, paint that looks bad on this guy. Dark? Yeah, I'll give it that. It does look a little bit dark. And in the movie, and I said I would go and watch the movie, and I did. Well, I watched all the scenes with Skar King, which is very, very imperative, because there's two distinct scenes with Skar King. That's in the Hollow Earth, underground, where it's darker. And then in the Brazil scene, the Rio scene, it's out in the light. So you can see that he is much lighter. And it's more accurate to what the Playmates honestly did in terms of that. But unfortunately, I can't find... I have 2, 3, 4 I have Skar Kings, I believe. Well, I don't know if I have them all now. I might have sold a couple along the way. But I couldn't find any of my Skar Kings, and yeah, like that's I wish I was able to, because I wanted to compare them. You know, not for looks. I mean, look, this guy is way better than the Playmates. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Like, no degree of how it looks is gonna beat this. This is a really cool figure. Now, his hands do, at least this set of hands, do fall out pretty easily. I actually, at the time of, you know, the beginning of this recording, haven't checked out the other hands yet. So I don't know how well they stay on. But these hands that come in the package fall out pretty easily, and that's a bit of a bother. But yeah, as far as the lighting goes, I think it's a little dark for what it is. It's not bothering me super much, but it is. There's no you know, denying it. Now, I think it looks pretty good, though. I think he's got a pretty interesting look. And the other thing I was saying was, I think he looks a little bit different sculpt-wise than he does in those promo pics. And I don't know if they changed anything there, but I'm finding this head to be a lot cooler than I originally, you know, thought. Like, it looks pretty good. The eyes look really good. I know they did everything with, like, you know, dot matrix to make sure everything is pretty in place, and it's pretty in place. The hand print, blood print, or, you know, whatever paint it is, on his head is pretty good. You can see all the folds and wrinkles of his head. That looks really, really nice. His nostrils look really good. The paint that goes over his, like, you know, cheekbones looks really, really good. Like, all of, like, the wrinklage around his face looks really nice. His nostrils looks great. The little 2 teeth that come out look really good. Chin is nice. Good sculpt work for the fur detail on his head. His ears, I do not love the way they did. I would have preferred a full head here and just pop off the head. I don't know why they did it. Sometimes, you know, I love the engineering of SH Monsterarts, but sometimes I feel like they engineer themselves into a corner here. And, you know, I don't love the kind of loose hair pieces here. I get it's kind of cool. You could kind of move them around and stuff. So for a little bit of dynamic action, it's not bad. It's extra articulation points. But do I need it? I don't know if I need it. And it does create this kind of like weird little helmet looking thing going on. Well, depending on the pose, at least. So, you know, could that be better? Yeah, maybe. Now, as you can see, his fur has kind of like a gray wash over the kind of maroon like fur. And I think it looks good. It gives it like a nice, like, dirty look. Like he hasn't had a bath and he's been underground for a long time. Like ash. He looks ashy. And I dig that. I think it's really, really cool. Like, all the details on his back are really good. I like that. It's all fur detail, but, I mean, they didn't skimp out on, you know, painting it, like I said. Skar King butt. Back of the legs. Just going all the way down on the back, you know? Just to show you that there is paint detail throughout. That's really, really good. You get paint detail even on these, like, floating pieces, which is cool. You got 2 floating pieces here. Well, this is just shoulder piece. But then this is probably where, like, the darkest parts are on the shoulders. That's, like, really, really dark gray. Again, I'm not 100% sure how it's coming off. It is dark, but, again, lighting, you know? It's making it appear less dark. The chat, but just to note, my unboxing was too dark. Like, it's not as dark as that. Like, I looked at it outside, where it's like, that's the best spot to look at these things. The chest looks really good. The detail coming down this way, the fur detail looks pretty decent. There is some shading in the gray of the chest. You see it gets lighter there. I would have imagined this light over here, light paint here, light gray paint here, to be more accurate to what his overall gray paint should have been, in my opinion. He's got some muscle detail in the stomach, which looks really good. Side detail looks good. You got the ribs in there, very, very nice. The arms, another really, really dark point is right here. Along this little, like, this line here. I don't know what that is, but, like, it's, like, not really muscle, but kind of muscle. It's that kind of weird skinny muscle, if that makes any sense. Let me zoom out so you can see the arm better. He's got really, really long arms, which he's got really, really long arms in the movie. I do like all the detail, and I like how the hair, the fur on the shoulders pops out like that. I think that's really cool. Really, really nice. Elbows look good. He's got elbows, clearly defined elbows, which is cool. You know, that, oh, the hand again. Oh, man. Yeah, I think it's because, see how they created this? They did this part here, and I feel like this ball joint isn't long enough. Yeah, I feel that. Then the hand is very, very dark, and I don't think that's bad to have the hands super dark. The detail is there on the hands, which looks pretty good. Krajiji section is what it is. The legs, front of the legs, look pretty decent. Down to the feet. The feet are the same dark colors as the hands. Really well sculpted, I think. Very nicely done. I don't know. I mean, this really, like, besides the, you know, bit of dark paint, and again, it's probably not coming off as much here, and that's good. Like, I just think, like, he's pretty good looking, in my opinion. He does have, I should mention this here too. Well, first off, he's got this nice musculature here on the forearms. I think that's cool. He's got these big floating pieces over the elbow, which looks good, but it hurts the articulation. We'll get to the articulation in a second, but I definitely wanted to mention it because I do think this floating piece looks really, really nice. I get what they were trying to do, but it hurts the articulation a bit. But overall, I think he looks really good, in my opinion. At least with this head on, I do like it. He looks a little bit nice. Maybe he shouldn't look nice, or is it deranged? I don't know. But I think proportionally, he's really cool looking. Like, he's really long and tall, and again, he's got, like, really interesting looking proportions, and he could touch his toes. So, yeah, that's not bad, guys. And speaking of touching toes, let's do the articulation. First, again, these two pieces are actually on, you know, a ball joint each. Ball joint into here, ball joint into there. The head, otherwise, moves up and down. And then the neck moves pretty good. There's another floating piece right there, which helps out. Goes around here, around the collar, which is cool. You do have a butterfly style joint. Sort of. I mean, it's not like cut too deeply, but it's in there. And that's good. And now I don't know, I discombobulated them. This can swivel, can do a lot of things. And then you got the elbow joint, which, like I said, I think they needed to cut it shorter. I get what they tried to do, but unfortunately, it makes your elbow bend just go to like 90 degrees, basically. So that's a bit of a bummer. You do get rotation on top and bottom, so that helps a little bit. But, you know, then you got this. And that. I don't even know where the hand went right now. We'll keep going. But yeah, that's a problem. That to me is a bigger issue than the colorization. Then you got the upper body joint, which really, really moves well. It actually moves in a couple of pieces. It moves up here nicely, and then down here nicely. I do think it might be all in one joint, but the way they put this floating piece makes it feel like two. And then at the waist, he moves decently as well. So that's really, really good. Then the legs, you can get a full split at a Skar King. You can go up, can go back, can swivel over here. Then you can swivel it right there. There's a ball joint. The knee is double jointed. Not going all the way back on it though. Kind of like the elbow. You know, this floating piece here at the knee, it's not as bad as the elbow. And I don't think I need it to go all the way back. I don't think my leg does that. So there's that. And then the foot has movement at the ankle, which moves really good. And then you got the toe articulation. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good articulation, you know. I think the elbows could have been cut a little bit differently to help it better. But am I mad at it? Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much, I'll be honest. So for accessories, we get a bunch of extra hands to start. This is pretty good. I like this amount of hands. You have hands so he could pop them on the ground, kind of like Kong. Then you have holding hands, which he's going to need. And then you have fist hands. So let's see if any of these hands hold any better. You know, let's go with some fist hands here. See what happens. Ooh, I like the fist hand. I think, you know, it's going to be the same, I think. It's just, this is really small and short. You need, like, maybe, like, a little inch cut off on that wrist part for it to function good. Because, look, it's like, as soon as you start moving it, it kind of, the ends here kind of bat up against that, and then, yeah. That's going to be a pain in the butt for a lot of people. Myself included. I kind of hate it. It is what it is, though, I guess, right? They did it, so I can't undo it. I mean, I could customize it, but I can't undo it. Am I happy about it? No, I am not. Well, you know, a lot of people criticize when I say it is what it is, but it is what it is. It's like I can't do anything about it, except complain, you know? I think this one works a little bit better, but maybe not. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. There's no doubt about it. It's not a matter of like tolerances. It's a matter of this floating piece and the how big they made that, how small they made that ball joint. Unfortunately, anywho. The other hands, you know, they go on. This one goes on pretty good, which is good. We're going to need it. And we're going to need it for his whip slash. Now, this is a pretty cool thing. First up, you got the, like, you know, Skar, Shimo, like, control rod, sword thing, spike. It looks really, really nice. I like it. It's a crystal. All right, looks really good. Kind of like that hollow earth crystals. Really, really nice looking. Translucent blue, sparkly. And then this is done kind of like in like an eggshell dark. It's more like beigeish, yellowish almost, light yellow. There is a bit of a wash on this, but not on both sides, from what I could tell. That's easy remedy. Like, you know, you could easily do the other side. But I wish it was painted on the other side. Like, maybe a little bit of paint creeps through, but it looks mostly white. And then this, even this is very, like, lightly done. It is brushed, though. There is a light brushing of a darker, like, maybe brown. And then you have this part here, this bone part, which is pretty cool, pretty big. Guessing this is a Shimo jaw. Right? Like, it looks like a whole other Shimo tail and spine to the jaw thing. Or maybe it's not, actually. It could be one of those drowned vipers. Did they ever say what this is? I actually don't know. You guys let me know. There is some paint on here, which is cool. But yeah, I really don't know. Maybe it's something that I'm not remembering. Nah, I don't know if they ever said. It's probably like in like some other literature. Now this you could just pop in like this, It actually holds together really good. And then he's got the his nice little thing here. That looks cool. Kind of completes him a bit. I like it. And then, of course, you can put it in his hand. You know, hold it there. Oh, he's gonna want to hold it with 2 hands. And you can hold it with the open hand too, actually. So that's pretty good. So, you know, you could do things. You could do things. And it's a bendy wire, which is awesome. Like, you never see... Well, sometimes. Some long things they have. Like, some things that jut out, like Mechagodzilla stuff and all of that nice stuff. Juts out. Kiryu and stuff, they do bendy wires sometimes. But it's not... it's kind of few and far between, I think. This one works really well, I feel like, so... that's good. I kind of like this whip slash. It could be painted on the other side a little bit more. But, you know, overall, it's not bad. Then we get, and this is the final thing for him proper, we get this extra face sculpt where he's screaming. And this looks pretty decent. I think it looks better than, again, I think it looks better than the promos. Like, there's something about it that I like a little bit more. I don't know why. But anywho, it turned out good. In my opinion, the mouth looks pretty decent. Paint is pretty good there. The eyes look good. Again, the head, fur detail, all looks pretty decent all the way around. Not bad. Like, side profile. Like, I wish it opened up even more, but I think it's good enough. Then, see, to, you know, put this on, you need to, well, everything pops off. So, but that's fine because you need this part to come out. And now, again, this part's connected to there, and you could easily disattach everything. So you pop that in there first, and I wish they just gave us 2 separate heads. And then you pop this back in here, if you could align it correctly. There we go. And now he's mad and fighting. Arg! Schnorg. And he's not bad. I mean, it's not a bad look, in my opinion. Like, that definitely could, you know... Could it be better? Yeah, I think so, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually pretty decent. Like, in certain angles, it looks really, really good. There's nothing inherently bad about this. Honestly. He's pretty good. He's pretty menacing. I like it. I like it enough, for sure. And now let's get to the stuff for Kong, the Beast Glove. And I think it looks really, really good. You get this whole full arm piece. And it's pretty good. The fur detail is pretty good. And it does match. They made sure to paint it. So any, you know, reservations we had about that, put it away. It's gone. But I think the Beast Glove turned out really, really nice. The yellows and the gunmetals look all good. The sculpt is really, really cool. Fist looks great here. You do get additional hands. We'll look at that momentarily. But I think the arm turned out pretty good, guys. Now, the one thing I kept saying and kept giving both SH Monsterarts and Haya some guff about is that there's no printing on here. But when I watched the scene over with this, when they put it on, there's nothing on this. So I don't know if this that's on the Playmates is there later, because I didn't watch, when I watched the end, I wasn't looking for this. I was looking for the Skar King paint, so I kind of like forgot about this by the end, and I was more paying attention in the earlier scene for this. But as you can see, it's done totally different on the Playmates. This is good. I like this part here. I think that looks really cool, but this looks really good too. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's really good. You know, whether or not it's completely accurate, you know, is whatevs, because it looks good. Now, you do get this piece here. This is a tool to pry ball joints out of. So what happens is when you pull out the regular arm, the ball joint is probably going to come out. And if it comes out, then you have this piece here where you'd, you know, stick it in here and pop it out. And then you'd put the ball joint in here. And then you use this to pop it into his shoulder. Or pop it into the, more accurately, pop it into the arm. But I'm not going to do it again because I don't like pulling the joints out, the ball joints out as much, because I feel like each time you do, you're kind of like messing up, you know, the socket. So anyway, but that's how you would use this. It works totally fine. I used it already, you know, to pop it on. So there you go. There's the arm on our Kong. I don't have a screaming head, unfortunately, available right now. Gotta find where I put those. They're around in a baggie somewhere, I think, or in a box. But yeah, I don't have it around right now. Anywho, that's how the Beast Glove looks here, and as you can see, they matched it up pretty good. So no worries there. I do dig it. And like I said, we do get a couple extra hands. You get an open hand that looks really good, and a kind of holding hand. So if you want to put the axe in his hand, you could do that, which is cool. I kind of want to see the open hand. I haven't actually tried this, so let's see. The open hand looks cool. I like it. Makes it look bigger, in my opinion. Which is one of those things where I kind of was like, it should look bigger. Because I'm so used to the Playmates. But I think it is bigger. It's a big thing. You know, so... Oh, hard to get on. Oh, there we go. I think I got it on. But yeah, see, the hand, open hand, makes it look bigger overall, which is cool. See how that kind of looks? Yeah. I think it looks pretty good. I like the open hand. I think it's really nice. Arg, arg. So, there you go. Beast Glove. I think it's successful. I'm glad they matched up the paint. I was a little worried about that. But overall, I think it turned out really good. And for our size comparison, here is a Skar King with our Kong and our Best in Show last year, Godzilla Evolved, as well as a couple of other Playmates, my newly acquired One Eye, who really goes well here. Suggest you get this guy if you want the Lieutenant for this, in this line. I don't think we're going to get an SH Monsterarts of it, so this might be something you might want. Do stay tuned for my review of him coming up next week. And the giant Shimo, because the regular size Shimo would be too small. This is a little bit too big. But, you know, I think once we have the SH Monsterarts version, I think it should be right. Because I think it's slightly smaller than the giant one. But, you know what? If you don't want to get anything else, this one will do fine for 20-something bucks. Yeah, that might do some folks fine. And my final thoughts? Well, I like this figure. I do. There's something fun about playing around with it. No doubt about it. Like, I'm having a good time with it the last few days. It's pretty cool. He could do a lot of things. The biggest issue is the hands. And I thought it was going to be the paint, the dark paint. But it's definitely the hands. Like, they don't stay on as good as I would want. And that's going to be, you know, a pain in the butt. For sure. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's always one of those, like, joints that is just annoying to deal with SH Monsterarts, and this time, it's the hands. And it's not even just one side, it's both sides. I mean, they start on good enough, but as soon as you start playing around with it, they pop out, you know, so it's like, eh. They don't just fall out, so there's that. But the dark paint is there, but it's a matter of where you're looking at it, the type of light. Like, if you're outside in natural light, it looks not as dark, so I don't know. That said, it's not bothering me. Like, everything looks good on this figure, and I think the sculpt turned out really nicely. Like I said, I feel like there's a little slight difference with what I see in the promo pics to what we got as far as the head sculpt goes. Like, it looks less smushed, if that makes sense. Like, those promo pics look smushed in a way, and this does not. That's a pretty decent profile, so whether it's like 100% accurate or not, I think it looks good. I think there's a menacing feel to this figure, and that's really cool, and I like the regular head too. I think it's pretty decent, so the whip slash is not bad, especially, you know, I mean, look, you're not gonna really show the underside as much as the, you know, side that's going to go over him like that. So you know, as far as like paint on the other side. Like, so it's not a big deal, and I think this part looks pretty good. And overall, I'll have to say, like, for $99, I think what you're getting is pretty decent. Like, he's a tall figure, decent sized figure. He has a nice accessory here. Comes with a little extra hand. He has an extra head, and he comes with all the parts for Kong, which actually I think look really, really good. Honestly, this came out really nice. So, package-wise, it's pretty good. And, you know, folks are always talking about, oh, you know, Monsterarts are overpriced and stuff, but you're getting a lot here for this figure, a lot of bang for your buck. Would I have preferred, like, a separate Kong figure? Yes. Was I always going to get all the rest of these? Yes. So, it doesn't really matter to me. And I think overall, what you're getting here is a good package of stuff for the price. So, as far as that goes, I think that's pretty good, and I really shy away from talking about that stuff here because, you know, worth isn't, for me, it's not an objective thing. It's, you know, how you feel a figure is worth to you. But in this particular instance, I feel like it's worth mentioning because you're getting a lot for the price. You know what I'm saying? So, there you have it. And I'll keep it at that. That's my review. I think the figure is decent overall, and I'm enjoying it, and I think that's the most important part. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Obviously with some Monsterarts. Coming up next, Shimo. Stay tuned. We're counting down to it. Till next time, peace out.